Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've decided that I'm going to do some videos about old magazines. And I love how there's just a big glare right on the cover. So, everybody knows about Nintendo Power, GamePro, etc., etc. I don't know how many people are familiar with Expert Gamer from back in the day. So, Expert Gamer was like a strategy guide magazine, and it was the sequel. I don't know if you call it a sequel, but anyway, Expert Gamer came about because of EGM2. So there was EGM2. So there was Electronic Gaming Monthly, which was the review magazine. Most people know that. But there was also EGM2, which provided tips, tricks, strategies, etc., etc. Eventually, it became Expert Gamer. And Expert Gamer is the video game magazine that I read when I was but a wee lad. And we're gonna look at some. Gonna do some videos on it. So this is issue 50 of EGM2, or number 1 of Expert Gamer, or issue 50 of Expert Gamer. It doesn't matter. It's the one with Banjo-Kazooie. Pardon me, everybody. So this is issue 50, and their main segment is the 50 most memorable hidden secrets of all times in video games. I'm sure there are lots of things on here that we all know because they're the most memorable. But they're the most memorable, but they're also secrets. So you have to find them for them to be remembered. So maybe nobody knows these things. Okay, so the main story is Banjo-Kazooie. This was a long time ago. What year is this? This is Focus. August 1998. And I just have to say, isn't that the ugliest Link that you've ever seen in your life? Like, it is just awful. But alright, let's crack this thing open. God damn this glare. I'm just gonna do it from up here. So we got Ninja, first advertisement. Midos, I never played that game. I'm gonna do something about this glare, excuse me. Ow, the lamp is hot. Okay, that did nothing. I don't know what this is. I've never played this. You got the reinventing the wheel. This is like the editor note. This is every magazine kind of has that. Is that called the masthead or something? I have no idea. I'm not well versed in magazines. Holy crap, there is such a glare. This is ridiculous. Give me 10 seconds, I'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we were just a few pages in here. And we got this advert for a game called the Grand Stream Saga, and it's by THQ. And what's funny is that in like 10 years, when people are playing video games, they'll have no idea what this company is or what it did. And what it did most of the time, I found, was create really crappy games. Anyway, or publish them. Was it a publisher? It was a publisher. We got more advertisements here for a game called Turbo Drop Racing. And as you can see, they're using sex to sell something. I don't really see this anymore. Unless it's like a perfume ad or something. So we got our strategy of the month. And it's Banjo-Kazooie. Got a bunch of other stuff down here. Parasite Eve. Son of a... What do we got going on? We got Parasite Eve. Wait a minute. No, that's hands-on at E3. Top 50 secrets. XG Fighter Gold. What do we got right here? Mission Impossible strategy. What do we got here? Vigilante Aid strategy and Tomba. Alright. So this is the, every magazine kind of had this, the letters to the editor. And for this, if your letter was like the letter of the month, you get a special controller for a PlayStation, a Sega Saturn, or an N64. Let's read what this person's talking about here. When I was younger, I'm 26 now, and I started making my own money, at least 50% of my free time went to playing in the local arcades, and easily more than 50% of my money went into the newest arcade game. This went on for several happy years until the day Tekken 2 arrived. After spending hundreds of dollars mastering the moves and combos, Tekken 2 was released for the PlayStation. Imagine my surprise when I turned on the game and was treated to a fully rendered intro, several different game modes and endings that left me breathless, all for under $50. I started checking into a few other arcade to platform games and noticed that game companies seem to be pushing these types of games out at an alarming rate. I asked myself, what is the point of spending my money on the arcade version when the console version will have what's in the arcade version and much more? What I want to know is if there will be any arcade games when my 18-month-old son is old enough to play. Wait a minute. So this was August in 1998. He's got an 18-month-year-old son. So this kid's probably about 21 now? Almost 21? Probably 21? Something around that age? What I want to know is if there will be arcades when my 18-month-year-old son is old enough to play. There are arcades still. I don't ever see newer arcades. They're usually barcades when I see arcades. Does Wonderland still exist? Is that still an arcade that's out there? Anyway. What's this next one? Arcades, as you know them, may someday die, but the concept will live on. The new hotspots, like location-based entertainment or family entertainment centers, may be the transition of our old arcades. However, even these new fun centers will have coin-op games. Many companies have interests in both home and arcade versions, all about the Benjamins. The cycle is almost a paradox, where they try to create an awesome game that can't be done on a home system to draw you in. All the hardcore fans won't wait for the translation and will be initially wowed. Once it is released on the home market, they have to add something for those who already played it to death, extra modes and cinemas. Also, with Microsoft and PC companies joining in, there may be arcade internet play. I haven't seen arcade internet play, but Microsoft joined in. Definitely. Yeah. That's what happened to arcades. This is actually a good predictor of everything that did happen to arcades. There were the family fun centers, and I don't see any of those anymore. Wonderland was an arcade that we had here. And now it's just the barcades, which are fine. Barcades are cool. But this is the letter section. I'm not going to read all of these. I just wanted to read that first one. I'm going to flip the page here. What do we got? This is online news. This is before the internet was super huge. Sega's new dream has been cast. Ha ha ha. That was a funny pun. What else we got going on here? Got a thingy, an advertisement. That glare is freaking bad. Letter art. These two people read comic books. So this is letter art. Basically what you would do is they would run a contest. I think several magazines did this, where you would draw on the envelope and then you would mail it to them. And if it was good enough, it would get up here, and if it was really good, it would be like the letter art of the month, and then you'd get a controller. Or at least that's how it was from Expert Gamer. Holy Lord. Alright, so this is the tricks of the trade section. Every strategy game like this back in the day, or review magazine, etc., etc., would have some type of like cheat code thing. And this is Expert Gamer's cheat code thing. Forsaken, many awesome codes. Gore mode on. Forsaken's a pretty good game. I didn't play it on the N64, but I got it on PlayStation. You can probably get it for like less than $10. It's a great game. Pick it up if you can find it. Let's see, what else do we got going on here? My arm's getting tired from holding the camera. What do we got? Ebb World, wait a minute. This is an ad for Ebb World. I don't even know if Ebb World still exists. This is a game store. This was GameStop before GameStop. Here's a very large ad. I've seen this ad a million times, and it's for this chair. I have no idea what any of this says. I have seen this ad probably 1,000 times. Never cared to read it. It's just too long. Why would your ad be this big? See, this is a very clear ad. This is an easy to understand ad. It's Alien. Due this fall. It's based on the movie. Is it cool? I don't think so, but it's a magazine. How many magazine ads are cool? Azure Dreams. Never played it. Probably amazing. It's made by Konami. Where'd you go, Konami? This is one of the worst. I'm just talking about the ads. Here are the codes. I'm not going to go through all the codes, but I'm just going to talk about this ad. This ad is for Quest 64. This game is horrible. Will set the standard for 3D graphics. Fuck you, Nintendo Power. Real fishing. I prefer real fishing. What else? I get past all this stuff. Oh, so here's a special feature that they did in this issue, I guess to celebrate that it was going to be the 50th issue. This is a fake strategy guide. And it's for a fake fighting game, and these are all the staff members of Expert Gamer. This was such a fun magazine. This was just a fun magazine to read. Yep. Oh, and here's their cover section. I gotta get closer, so there's gonna be a glare. I'm sorry, I'm just too lazy to set up a tripod, so I have to just use my hand. 50 greatest video game secrets of all time. So these are in no particular order. They're just kind of categorized by system, it would seem. I didn't know a lot of these because I was born in '86, and although I played an NES, it was the Super Nintendo that I got into. So I've heard about this one, the Hidden Zones. It's where something in the program... Oh my god, I need to cut and clean my nails. So basically, the way the game is programmed, you can do a glitch that'll send you into uncharted territories or hidden areas, but really it's just the game like doing a weird math problem that's recreating areas, something or other. Look this up. This is an interesting code. Everybody knew about that, whether you played the NES or not. Kid Icarus, never played Kid Icarus. The warp whistles for Super Mario Brothers 3. I'm just going to read this. How to do it. At the end of level 1-3, before you go to the black screen, you'll find a bunch of multicolored blocks. Jump on the white one and hold down. When you fall through, run to the end and press up. Fast. If you do this correctly, you will be in a secret room. Open the chest to get the hardest warp whistle to find in the game. I only know of 2 warp whistles, and this was the first code in a video game that I learned by word of mouth. The other code, not the Konami code, was the Sonic the Hedgehog code, which is up, down, left, right, A, B, start. And that'll open like a menu where you can select your levels and like listen to sound and stuff. Those are the two codes I learned when I was a kid. Minus World, Super Mario Bros. Extra Lives on World 3. I believe that's the one. Yeah, you jump on the Koopas. Then there's the Justin Bailey code. And there's, get down in here to the Genesis. These were all the NES games, if you didn't know. And then you got the Genesis stuff. Then you got this right here. And this is also why this is cool. So, top 10 false tricks of all time. I'm just going to read these. These are the top 10 false tricks of all time as of August 1998. Number 10. Play as Simon Belmont in TMNT. Which TMNT? That must be the first one. 9. The second Minus World in Super Mario Bros. 8. Play as Luigi in Mario 64. 7. Nude Raider with an exclamation point. 6. 3 words. Streets of Rage. I don't recall that one. 5. The second SF3 Shenlong trick. I don't know what that is. Revive Ares in Final Fantasy VII. The first FF Shenlong trick. All bonds cheat. Akuma in Resident Evil 2. They did a fake mock-up of Akuma in Resident Evil 2 for the picture. So when I was a kid, the ones that I remember, a lot of these I didn't know, but play as Luigi in Mario 64. That was one I heard of. Nude Raider was something we all heard of when we were kids. Revive Ares in Final Fantasy VII. Those are the three from this list that I remember people talking about as kids, and I remember trying to do as a kid. The Revive Ares in Final Fantasy VII. That was the big one. That's the one that everyone wanted to be real. But the other one, there was another one, and it's not on this list. But there was a trick that everyone talked about and everyone tried to do, and I tried to do constantly, and that was trying to get to the island in the dam level in 007. You know, if you stand on the dam and you look across the water, you can see that tiny little island that's kind of over there. It was always a big deal. Me and my friends always talked about how to try to get there, and we would try to get there. And you can do it with a cheat code with a Game Shark, but you can't do it in the game. That's that one, and these are the ones that I remember when I was younger. What do we got over here? Toe Jam and Earl. That entire game is just a mystery to me. I've tried to play it. I have no idea what to do. I'm sure I'll try to master it one day. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyperspeed, didn't know it. Zelda Angry Chickens, everyone knew that. Saving Your Buddies, knew that one. What do we got? Mortal Kombat, Fight Against Reptile. Mortal Kombat 2, Fight Jade Smoke and Noob Saibot. Breath of Fire, Chun-Li cameo. Star Fox, Out of This Dimension, The Black Hole. Yeah, so there's an asteroid in the game that has a face on it, and if you shoot the shit out of it, you can get into a portal, and it'll take you to this weird dimension where you fight a slot machine. What else we got going on up here? Mega Man X, the Hadouken. Final Fantasy 3, Secret Characters. Super Metroid, Samus Without Armor, a classic. Super Smash TV. Turbo mode. This game is almost impossible to beat without codes. I can only beat it with codes on the SNES, as it were. Tetris Attack, Street Fighter 2, the same character. We get the PlayStation games. This is 98, so PlayStation's been out for a while. What do we got going on here? Final Fantasy Tactics. So I own Final Fantasy Tactics. I've never actually played it. I have the game. Final Fantasy VII, used to play the crap out of that game. That is a great game. Symphony of the Night. I didn't get to enjoy this game until, man, I was in my 20s, which is sad because that's a really good game. The arm's getting tired here. Resident Evil 2, Tofu and Hunk Quest. It took me about 14 years to unlock both of these together. I can't beat either one of these. Let's see, Tekken. I rarely play Tekken. It's not my thing. I'm a Street Fighter guy. Marvel vs. Capcom. And then what is this? Seeing Yoshi with 120 stars. Seeing Yoshi with 0 stars. Oh, so I've never gotten the 120 stars. And I've never seen Yoshi with the 0 stars. But, yeah, I've never done the 120 stars. Still haven't gotten them in Mario 64. How do you get it? Get all the stars isn't really a secret, but it'll take you some time. It made the list only because it's an awesome counterpart. Because of its awesome counterpart. Getting on top of the castle with 0 stars. The best way to complete this method is to follow the picture chart to the right. Because it's not easy. So I've tried to do this before. I haven't been able to do it yet. But you can like jump off the side of the blah blah blah. You can jump off the cliff face on the side of the castle in the game, and then use it to jump up the wall, grab the ledge, and go up there and see Yoshi. I haven't been able to do it yet. Atari Adventure, the infamous Konami code. And then on this page right here, we got the Expert Gamer Purity Test. I'm not going to go through every one of these, but I'll read a few. So the first one, I have imported games from Japan. At the time, that was a no. Since then, it's become a yes. The one that I imported was a copy of Symphony of the Night for the Sega Saturn, because it's got like extra levels and you can play as Maria. And I like Castlevania, so why would I not purchase that? I have bought my 3 most recent game consoles the day they launched. I have never bought a game console the day that it's launched. I have beaten arcade games on 1 credit. Nope. I have called up a 1-900 hint line. I'm going to skip these. There are so many. This is cool. You know what this is? This is Electronic Entertainment Expo 98. Do you see this? This is what your E3 coverage looked like back in 1998. It took forever for this game to come out, I feel. I feel like everyone was talking about this, and it took like half a decade for it to eventually come out. Oh, and then there's this. Look, 12 Tales Conquer 64. Back when Conquer was clean cut and cute, and he was nice and he was sweet. Before all the poop and the boobs and the peeing on things. Oh, Conquer's bad for it. It was such a good game. Horrible Contra Adventures, F-Zero X, Rogue Trip. This is what Single Track made after they said, go screw yourself, Sony. And then those awful Twisted Metal games came out that Single Track didn't make. Turok 2, great game. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, that game's okay. I mean, it's not as good as like Turok 2 or NFL Blitz or anything. Mission Impossible. So this is their first strategy in here. Their first strategy. And you would watch this layout evolved over time, particularly this part. And this eventually became a really cool part. So you get like a little introduction to the thing, and then they give you some stats on here, you know, like best mission, best advice, best item challenge, time to complete, 20 hours. This game, however, really sucked. I hated this game. I had it. I got rid of it. But I kind of wish I still had it. What's this? Harvest Moon for the Game Boy? I'm sure this is a really expensive game now. Here's their Banjo-Kazooie strategy guide. So, there were several different types of magazines. Most, if I recall, were review magazines. There was this, and Nintendo Power, and Tips and Tricks. And of course the review magazines had some strategies in them every once in a while, but this was really good for strategies. This is a great strategy guide. I still use this when I sit down to play this game today, which I still occasionally do play this game because it's a good game. But they made really great guides, and that's why I got this. Why I would get this over other things. And I never got Nintendo Power when I was younger because I didn't just have a Nintendo. I did just have a Nintendo for a while, but as I got older, I got my consoles diversified, I guess you could say. But yeah, this is a neat little artwork. They give you a cute little map. Man, I really need to set up a tripod for the next one of these. Holy. Here we got Vigilante 8. So Vigilante 8 is like a Twisted Metal knockoff. And I never understood the point. I really like Twisted Metal. It's one of my favorite games. But I don't get the point of... Well, I mean, the point is to make money with Vigilante 8. But, like, these people didn't really grasp the formula. Like, their characters are wacky. And they're fighting in cars. But they're not Twisted Metal. I never bothered with Vigilante 8. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time bothering with this. Not bothering with this at all. And oh look, he's a disco dancer. He's gonna disco dance his way to victory in this demolition derby of death. God, I miss Twisted Metal. Okay, Tomba. I've never played this game, but I really want to. I just feel like it's a game that would appeal to my sensibilities, because I like short little animated characters with pink hair and shorts. No, it's late. It's like way past midnight, and I'm exhausted. This is hilarious. But this actually does look like a good game. Tomba, and then I know there was a sequel, Tomba 2. Road Rash 3D. I think this was the last Road Rash game. Pocket Fighter. Oh, look at this. Okay, so we got Marvel vs. Capcom. Oh, what's the subtitle? Focus. Clash of Superheroes. So this is the first Marvel vs. Capcom game. I like the Marvel vs. Capcom games. I've played up to 3 and then I became broke. So this is quick hits, advanced combos. This is a strategy. Let's see who the characters are in this game. Because this wasn't a lot of characters. There's only 2 pages of characters for this whole game. You had Ryu, or Ryu. I went with Ryu when I was a kid. And I believe Ryu is what they called him in the film. I believe that's what they called him in the film. You also get Captain America. You get Captain Commando, who was a character from a Capcom arcade game, which is a side-scroller. Chun-Li, everybody knows Chun-Li. Everybody knows Gambit. You can't get into a fracas without Gambit. Jin, I don't know what game this character is from, but we had Jin in there. And we got the Hulk, you know. So the Hulk was always there. Mega Man, naturally. And Morgan from Darkstalkers, a game I've never played, and to be honest, I've never had much of an interest in playing it. It's not a game I really seek out. Spider-Man, Zangief, Venom, and this is the interesting one. It's War Machine and not Iron Man. So in the first Marvel vs. Capcom game, it's War Machine, and he would later be replaced by Iron Man. Then you had Strider from the classic game Barbie's Runway Adventure. And then you have Wolverine, and Wolverine is Wolverine. So this was another cool thing about this magazine. I really like this magazine for like the little stuff that it did. And wow, this is 30 minutes. I've been talking about this for 30 minutes. That's ridiculous. This is a thing that they did at the end of the magazine called Game Over, and this is a special for like the 50th issue. But what they would usually do is they would have an ending. They just show you some screenshots of an ending and walk you through what happens. This is their big 50th issue kind of like contest thing. And they put up a bunch of screenshots from a bunch of video game endings, and that's what this is for. It's a bunch of endings. And if you could guess all of them, you would win an Expert Gamer t-shirt. If anyone knows how I can get one of these, please leave it in the comments below. I want to get one of these shirts. But let's see if we can name all of these, or at least some of these. This is going to take like probably another half hour. Okay, so this first one, that one's easy. That's Final Fantasy VII. That's Symphony of the Night. I don't believe that's... Yeah, that's Symphony of the Night. I've gotten that ending. Yoshi's Story, or Yoshi's Island. The Super Nintendo. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. I don't know what this is from. The hint that they have at the bottom is easily one of the smoothest looking shooters of all time. This game was the system's strong point. It had a sequel made after it, but it didn't quite have the impact like the original. I do not know what this game is. This is Super Mario Bros. 3. It has Ninja Gaiden. This is the weird animal lover game 3000 that was on the Sega Genesis. This was Streets of Rage 2, and I can tell because it's got the chick, and it's got Axel, and it's got the guy who's not Mike Hagar, and it's got the dude in the white shirt. I don't know what this is, but I'm prone to saying that it might be UN Squadron. Absolutely the best shooter of its time. This one had an interactive ending. Remember that wave effect? Okay, maybe it's not. I know UN Squadron wasn't the best shooter of its time. Oh, earlier in the video, I mentioned the giant slot machine that you fight in a game. So this is Star Fox. That's Tekken. Because, I don't know, I believe this is like a deleted scene from the American version. And I think that's the reason why I know it. That's Kid Icarus. I know that's Kid Icarus because she says the word Pit right there. The name Pit. That is one of the Street Fighters. That is 007. Super Metroid. I don't know what this is. After weeks of gameplay, this one ended with a bang. An unexpected but very famous character made a cameo appearance here. That's Resident Evil 2. It's one of the Gradiuses. That's Strider. Contra. This is one of my favorite games. This is one of the first games I played on PlayStation, and I still love the crap out of it. This is Twisted Metal 2. Don't know. Breath of Fire. I don't know this one, but I really want to know this one. If anyone knows what this one is, leave it in the comments below. Probably one of the most popular PC games of all time. This one made a great conversation at home. This made a great conversion to home. I don't know what this is. This one is, if you get this one, you are truly an expert gamer. With guns ablazing, this 2-player side-scroller is still one of my favorites to play. I have no idea. This is probably Mega Man 8. Because this is clearly an FMV. This, I don't know what this is. The hack and slash classic of the 32-bitters. Its anime theme left me wanting more. A whopping 6-player game with multiple story paths and endings. This is Mortal Kombat 2. This is Link to the Past. This is Pocket Fighter. This is Mike Tyson's Ear Severing Simulator 3000. This is Super Mario Brothers, and I believe this is Bonk. Made as a contender to Mario, this game brought its system into the mainstream. The little guy with the big head was super popular with the kids, including myself. Bonk? Was it Bonk? Let's the only character I can think of with a big head. Or is it metaphorical? Is it Ego? Because if it's Ego, like he's a character with a big head, not literally a big head, but he's got a huge ego, then that would be Sonic the Hedgehog. If you let Sonic go idle while you're playing, he will tap his foot and he will glare at you. What a dick. And that's the magazine. So that's if you sat through all of these minutes, oh, and then you get these like ads at the back. That's just for imports and garbage. I got Dracula X here. What is this? Oh, this is the thing that I ordered from Japan. This wonderfully developed side-scroller game has been much enhanced for the Saturn. It will include a new character, as well as a few 3D tricks thrown in for good measure. Gameplay is made more exciting by the addition of 2 new wings to Dracula's castle, the Underground Cavern and the Poisonous Plant Ridge. This is a game that will fully take advantage of the Saturn's 3D capabilities. Well, that is just totally rad. Like, you know, stuff for sale. Alright, so that's the first issue of Expert Gamer. It's a magazine I love. See you later. Subscribe, click the bell. Let me know what you think of the video. Leave it in the comments below. Go to my Patreon if you want to give me money to make more cool stuff or to waste it on old magazines. Go ahead and do that. It's likely it'll go to helping me make whatever project I'm working on. Right now I'm working on stuff. But anyway, thanks. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching. Hey, if you like this video, please subscribe, and if you do subscribe, please click the bell for notifications. If you would like to help me make other cool things, please give to my Patreon, which you can find under Would You Kindly Productions. And if you like horror and other horror things, please check out my other channel, Dreams of Strange Cities. Links in the description.